think there's a lots to explore, and yeah, it feels very intuitive, which is
Yeah. It
also I
feels
think something I
natural.
want
You're
to.
being yourself. You're
Yeah.
being yourself.
And I'm
You're
not
not,
being overly contrived. I don't
yeah.
have an end goal. I'm not going into this saying, okay, 6 months, so and so many subs, I'm going to release this. Like it really is something I'm kind of stumbling my way through it, but I'm doing it like honestly with intention. Welcome to Citizen Rebel, the podcast for founders, small business owners, and bold influencers who refuse to stay silent.
These are the stories of entrepreneurs and creators risking everything to speak up, to stand out, and to stand for something.
And for those of us feeling unsure of how to react or what to say and do, this is a place where we can figure it out together.
This is Citizen Rebel, stories of brands taking a stand. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm okay. Hey, Alaina. It's been a little while. How are you doing?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. We took a little podcast hiatus for different reasons for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought we would hop in and say hello. And we see that you're still there downloading our old episodes, which is magnificent.
It is
and
nice.
It is. It's lovely. And that means new people are still finding this marvelous podcast. So we wanted to tell you guys where we've been, what we've been up to. And I think I'll start because mine's a shorter version. And then
Sure.
I'd really love to unpack Chris's story because he is in a transformational moment, personally and professionally, I would say.
Maybe.
And yeah,
We'll
for
see.
sure. I feel like those go together. And when you decide to become a caterpillar and cocoon yourself and emerge, you change on all the levels, I think. I don't think as artists and creators that those things are separate. And if they are separate for other people who aren't artists and creators, self-labeled, there's probably a lot of angst in their life and tension until those two roads meet. So I got hit with a really big project.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you've been listening to this podcast, we are always looking for and asking for purpose-driven brands who are trying to change the world. And I got one. And it's turned into a bigger project and then a bigger project. It's called She Plays, and it's a platform for women and non-binary athletes to go on and create their own merch lines and their own shops and keep 80% of the profits.
That's amazing.
And Chris, yeah, you were there at the beginning. You designed the logo.
And it's gone through a lot of iterations. So yeah, at the beginning, I was there for the core, what we call the core brand visuals, the logo, the colors, and some of those foundational elements. But you then took it and then just really ran with it, right?
Yeah, and it's essentially I'm, consulting at a startup. So it's turned into a full startup. We have a full team. And yeah, so it's at a really exciting phase where we're fundraising and it's live and you can go check it out at sheplays.io. With that said, Chris and I are still open to new clients. If you have a purpose-driven business idea, I'd describe She Plays as like the dream of getting to be there at the beginning and carrying it as far as we need to get a startup to the place or a new idea to the place where it is ready for investors. That's pretty incredible. So big pat on the back, but that's been where
amazing.
I'm at. I've been like heads down, deep in that project and coming up for air now in August, like 8 months later. And then Chris simultaneously, what was going on with you like last February?
I've been going through a midlife crisis.
Yes. Wait, let's reframe. Why crisis? Why do we put that word on it?
Because it hurts a lot and it's very painful.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's sad and there's a lot of shame and a lot of, so there's a lot of negativity. But so basically I've been struggling the last couple years to recapture that spark, that I had, because I'm one of those people that set out to make your passion your job, right? And I just went down the path 20 years of doing that, which is graphic design. But then after a while, it kind of didn't hit as hard anymore. It didn't really, I kind of did it for a while and I think plateaued maybe. So I just got really, really, really burned out. So as any good millennial, I think, what do? You create a YouTube channel and talk about it, right? So
No,
that's what I've
no,
been doing.
pause, pause. This is nuts. I mean, okay, first of all, congratulations on facing your transformation. And yes, it hurts and all those things. Whenever I have a friend who's going through something like this, I do get excited because I prematurely get excited to see you on the other side. With that
Hmm.
said, I acknowledge how painful it is. And I know how hard it is. Not in the same
Sometimes it
way.
can take a little while, it's
Yeah,
not,
it
yeah, I mean,
can.
yeah, it's,
It does. It takes a long time and everybody's different. And it might be like 3 or 4 years. For me, I think it was a good 3 or 4 years
hmm hmm
of being, in that space in a different way because um yeah, we're all different.
It's very insidious.
Snowflakes.
I have heard this before that it's like it's a slow downward, like it's,
Mm.
I don't know, that I've heard that with other people as
Hmm.
the research that I've done. One of the main things that I was doing just to kind of get help is to look to psychology, philosophy, and science to kind of help me through a lot of this stuff. And also I do want to do a privilege check just because I've had the fortune to go through a midlife crisis. I think there is something to be said for that because I have the support system behind me and my amazing wife that was able to, join back into the workforce. She's a forensic architect and she's a total badass. And so she was able to just, get back into that. So I would had the privilege to go and navel gaze and explore,
Yeah,
and
good
do some of
point.
this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. You're in a position where you could, so essentially you you call it your midlife crisis. I'll go with it. Okay.
That's the term I'm
Crisis. Fine.
using.
Yes,
It's
let's
just,
go with it.
yeah.
You're in your midlife crisis and you're burnt out and you just needed to check out in February and 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 take a break from all of the
From
stuff
client
that,
services specifically. Like
yeah,
it's one of
client
those
services
things
is
is that
really
basically
hard.
I've been stepping more into the domestic field and supporting that way, but I
Yeah.
just really needed to get away from client services for a little bit just because it there's a loop, a pattern that keeps repeating itself that just kind of
Mm,
wears you down. So that's my interpretation of it right now.
yeah.
So yeah.
But as most do not do, you created a YouTube channel and hold on, like if you've been listening to the show, Chris has been like the hesitant, I don't know about creating content guy, and you went out and created a YouTube channel. I mean, it's just amazing to me. And so, yes, now tell us that story. How did this happen? How long did you think about the idea before you hit publish? You're publishing episodes every Tuesday now,
Yeah.
and you have how many views?
I don't know, like overall views, like my
Well, you have
shorts.
hundreds of views and almost and
Yeah, that like
thousands
there's
for
like I
some.
don't know. I average around 1,000, I think, on my shorts.
Yeah.
And I've been, yeah, yeah. So it's
So,
it's the thing about it is, so I can give you a little bit of background. I've
yeah,
started it
tell us all about
very,
it.
very carefully, just because yeah, I've been always very reluctant, as you mentioned. It's not really my jam to self promote, and a lot of times the content that I was setting out to do was self promotion, right? It's trying to sell a product or a service or something like that. Um, in this case, what I was doing in the last 3 years was really just trying to get help myself by diving into some of these philosophies and concepts and ideas, and then figured out that a way for me to digest these and to understand them is to visualize them in form of diagrams. And then I started filming myself doing that, and then capturing key takeaways out of a specific category or idea or philosophy or something like that. So and then it kind of shifted. And then also giving myself the ability, the space to explore some other like adjacent artistic endeavors, like um, a graphic novel, like you mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. And just for the listeners, some of Chris's short titles, I'll just read some of these to you of what he's exploring. One of them is when your identity is a lie. Um, Another one is see the rules, unlearn the rules. This one's hilarious. More sack than person. Like I suppose you mean meat sack,
Yep.
right? You're not talking about the other. Never
Oh, this
mind.
is based on my theory. It's called meat sack nihilism. which is
Okay.
the foundation of what I'm kind of working towards. I feel like this is has some staying power for me. It's a
Yeah.
helpful concept. Basically, it's nihilistic in a sense that it embraces meaninglessness and stares it in the face and does what a lot of philosophers like turn of the century did, and having that then transitions very nicely into some other ideas. And I have a place that I'm going to, so in the end it's probably going to be really great.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert, it's probably Zen Buddhism, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
But
you need to be a Zen Buddhist. That makes
yeah,
total sense.
yeah,
Did
someday.
so so you've got what icked you out about creating content and what in this world that you've been working in branding and marketing, what's always icked you out is the idea of self-promotion, and going out there and promoting yourself,
Yeah,
right? But what you've ended up doing is nailing it because you are sorting out your philosophical thoughts and sorting out your own head trash, I guess, head stuff,
hmm,
with others and teaching them how to do the same by doing it yourself. So you're giving them something. And
hmm.
successful content is always about your audience and giving them something. And that's what you're doing. And
That,
that's why it
yeah.
feels so. Tell me, like, everyone, go check it out at his channel is at Chris Vogel Design. So you can go subscribe and check that out. But Chris, like, now, how is this sharing your story healing you at the same time? And how do you feel, like when you hit publish and share this stuff?
So it's an interesting process, and one of the things I never really did, and a lot of people encourage you to do, which is to speak out loud, right? And we talked about this before, and I tried in a professional capacity on LinkedIn. It never really felt true. I think part of it just because I was struggling so much, I felt insincere, you know,
Mm-hmm.
beating the drum and saying, "Hey, check out my cool stuff," when I kind of feel like crap. So, it's like
Yeah.
this feels more what I the thing I think also really defines us as branding experts that's unique in a sense is that it really is about truth, right? We just want to find out what is a company, what is a person really about, what is their like true heart, and how can we bring that out, right? And that's I still believe that, right, from a professional standpoint. But it just felt like a lot of what we're doing, especially in the rise of AI and some of these other things, it's just fake upon fake upon fake, and it just
It's
felt,
icky.
yeah, I don't know, I feel
It
like it's gotten
is.
ickier. So I just wanted to do something raw, something, and so when I hit publish, to answer your question, there is vulnerability there, right? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
this is like really how I feel, and this is really how I see the world, unfortunately, in most cases. And so, and I'm again, I'm conscious about like my privilege and some of those other things, and like, but I do feel like I'm telling the truth, and I am doing something that might help other people that are kind of in the same spot that I am. I think there's a lot of things that are still not really discussed, when it comes to
Yeah.
this realm in general.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to explore, and yeah, it feels very intuitive, which is
Yeah. It
also, I
feels
think, something I
natural.
want
You're
to,
being yourself. You're
yeah.
being yourself.
And I'm
You're
not
not,
being overly contrived. I don't
yeah.
have an end goal. I'm not going into this saying, okay, 6 months, so and so many subs, I'm going to release this. Like, it really is something I'm kind of stumbling my way through it, but I'm doing it like honestly with intention.
You know why that works too for anyone listening? And I hope you're thinking of yourself and how you can find these pieces for yourself and your own brand, whether it's your personal brand or your business. The reason why it works, not only are you connecting with your audience and giving them something, but the motivation is there for you to continue because you're exploring new ideas, you're excited about it. And when I was blogging as a single mom,
Hmm.
all the dirty details of my dating life and trying to figure out how to make it completely by myself with this
Yeah.
little guy, I found that when I published a post about something I was trying to sort out
Hmm.
in my head, it forced me to distill it down into like 800 words or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always thought Benjamin might read this someday. And so I would
Oh,
go back through and other people are obviously reading it, but I don't care as much about them as much as I do my son and
right.
my own personal family and them seeing it, but mostly him. And it forced me to it helped me to understand the situation that I was writing
Yeah.
about. And by the time I was done writing the post, I felt like I'd figured a lot out.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
this? Did you like, and I'm projecting here, but did it solve rumination loops for you? So when you were like saying there was an issue that were just going on and you have to
Yes.
revisit and you never got
Yes.
any closure, that putting it into format gives you some sort of closure?
Yes, because then I could like tie it up and say, you
Yeah.
know what? As I worked through the post, I'd say, but, whatever the problem was, like whatever I was facing, and I wanted to lift my readers up, so I'd say, but
Yeah, that's
here's
not
why
my
it's a
goal.
here's a, here's here's why it's okay. Here's why it's going to be okay, you guys.
Yeah.
Here's why I'll figure this out, whatever. So yeah, I felt 1,000 times better. And again, it was like unraveling a puzzle. And when you put it in writing and you put it out there, you can see it. But the readers would then comment back, and I'm sure this is how you're going to build a community around this and this new emerging philosophy, this modern nihilism, whatever, and they're going to help you, and they're
Hmm.
going to feed you, and you're going to meet other people. And what's incredible about this line of content creating, this work that you're doing, it will lead to an income eventually. It does. If you love it, you're passionate about it, and you've struck on something that people don't already have, and you're a voice in an emerging community, it's huge. And any professional, no matter what, if you are in the service industry, if you're a psychologist, if you're a doctor, if you're, uh, I don't know, an architect, if you sell jewelry, you have areas in your field in which you are exploring or on the precipice, and you can offer fresh new perspectives.
On that note,
Yeah.
talking about jewelry, how is Biker and the Beauty doing?
The Beauty and the
Beauty and the
Biker.
Biker.
It's going so well. That's
So for
been
those
really
who don't
fun.
know, Alaina runs their own company with her husband, creating jewelry, right? And selling it in
Yeah.
multiple shops in
Yeah.
Colorado, right? And online and everything.
Yes. So we started the Beauty and the Biker actually like 12 years ago when Seth was making leather and I was not doing any jewelry. I had no idea that I would be a part of it. I don't think. Or did I? Honestly, I don't remember. It's a bit of a blur. We had like 4 kids back then and 2 businesses, and it was nuts. But he let go of the leather. He doesn't make as much anymore. He still does sometimes. But I
Hmm.
started making jewelry about 3 years ago. I started making jewelry again after I went through my burnout and my
Hmm.
midlife crisis, because I'm a bit older than Chris. I'm 48. Am I 48? I don't know. I'm somewhere around there.
Yeah, you're a little bit older. Yeah.
I think I'm 48. What? I'm not 49. Oh, I'm a little bit older than you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not
You're,
older than 48. No, I'm 44. So yeah, you're just like
yeah,
a
yeah,
couple.
I'm only a little bit. So I was around your age though.
Hmm.
And I just needed something to get through what am I going to do with my life now? That I'm
Hmm.
not running for Congress anymore. And like, what am I going to
Right.
do?
That's a big
Oh, it was
deflation,
nuts.
right? Yeah.
It was nuts. And I had no outlet for content creation. Honestly, I had no appetite for it. I was like, I never, ever, ever want to be in any kind of public eye ever again. I don't ever want to publish content. I'm done giving to the world. I'm
Mm.
done. Like, screw everybody. And I started just finding old charms and making necklaces. But what I found was when I made that art, it healed me. Just, you have to focus, you have to be present. Um, I was making something that didn't exist that I couldn't find elsewhere.
Hmm.
And then I just kept going. And when we moved to Evergreen, Colorado, there's an artist community here. There's all these incredible local shops. And I actually met artist friends. And I remember one of my friends, she's an artist, like she's an illustrator. And she called me an artist. And I was like, what?
Mm.
No way. That's so weird.
You did
And
it.
I didn't correct her. I was like, okay, okay. But what's interesting is I just started making more and more, and did a little market. But
Hmm.
the coffee shop owner in my neighborhood encouraged me to do it. She's like, come bring your jewelry. You have to. I'm like, okay. And I do it. And so flash forward, it's been 2 years now, and the jewelry just keeps getting better and better. And I started updating my Instagram, and my rules are no stress around this. Beauty
Hmm.
and the Biker is a hobby. It's not my
Right.
income. It I just
As soon as you
love
get a deadline, it's
it.
out the window. Now it's work. Yep.
Oh yeah, forget it. Like It's no stress allowed. And people just start buying it. And now it's in 3 different shops. And I've been publishing on Instagram my necklaces. And now people on Instagram are coming to find my jewelry at the markets or messaging me and saying, can I buy that one?
That's so cool.
I know. And I posted one the other day and I was like, here's 2 necklaces. And somebody bought one within an hour.
That's such a
And
great feeling too. You
it's
know, you
fun.
make something with your hands and people appreciate it. And, you know, with hard receipts, actually paying for it. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
And they love it. So it's really full circle, but I have to be careful because this Friday I wrote a blog post
Hmm.
on beautyandthebiker.com and it was just like the old days. It's a blog post of the top 5 places to shop or the best place to thrift and shop in Evergreen, but it took me like from the time I started writing to the time I published the Instagram post to accompany the blog post. And I'm featuring all these different businesses. So there's lots of, there's writing, but you got to go get links, et cetera, and pictures. It took me a total of like 7 hours.
Hey, you broke your 15-minute rule.
I did. It's a bigger blog post. It's like one of those things. Anyway,
No, that's cool.
I know I stayed up late though, and then I woke up in the morning, got right back on the computer on a Saturday morning to write it, and that's not cool. So, yeah, I
Mm.
don't know. Check back with me later. I have to watch it because it's exciting and I'm enjoying it, but I have to log off sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I envy anyone who like when I get that like sense of inspiration, like where one thought builds up to the other and there's like an acceleration, then I just kind of latch onto that just
Yeah,
because those are kind of, you know, those don't pop up as much,
you're right.
seemingly
That's
less
a
and less.
really,
So that's one of the things that I've learned kind of in correspondence of that is like if I feel like you know I'm on a flow state, right? And you're kind of, I
yeah,
don't know if that's the same thing, if it's just like you're kind of in the zone and you're kind of excited about it, or do you
you
get like a
know,
franticness about it? Is it kind of more of a urgency
it's a flow
vibe?
state for sure. It's really hard to stop in the middle of something like that
Yeah.
because I want to finish it. And I think that's my ADHD, but probably also just the creativity part. But thank you for positive reframe on
Yeah, I
that,
don't know. I feel
Chris.
like it's a human thing, and I
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if I
Yeah.
I cannot tell you about balance because you know I've been
You've been
I'm
working
not the
from
resource
home
for that one.
too. You're at home working from home.
Hmm.
And that's fine though. You've been doing it for so long, you feel good about it.
Right now,
Yeah, working from home.
yeah. Well, what I'm trying to achieve right now, midterm, is just what I call like a rhythm, right? So it's like because I'm also right now it's also the summer. I'm in charge of my kids, so this things are kind of crazy anyway, and I'm not used to that. So there's a big learning curve there. But part of it's just kind of like staying in motion and not getting bogged down in one place too long, and just
Mm,
not being too task focused either, like not trying to accomplish something, but it's more just about the time that you spend doing things. It's a kind of Buddhist stuff, you know, it doesn't really
yeah,
mesh well with market dependency and client services and
deadlines.
stuff like that. But you know, in a domestic setting, it's you can implement it, I think, more easily. But I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just
You're learning so
I'm
much though,
making,
and
but
you're gonna
yes, the thing is, I am making the content. So like the great thing about the graphic novel that I'm really excited about, and I am working on book 2 now, and I am going to continue doing that just because there's a lot of themes I like to explore. I get off the computer, right? A lot of this also the illustrations of the diagrams and stuff. I get away from the computer so I can go take my cat to the woods with a sketchbook, you know, and
oh
work
my gosh,
there
how
and like
fun.
there's facilitate some of these exercise that are more healthy versus what I used to do, which is just like be on calls all the time and need to be in an isolated, quiet setting. You know,
Yeah.
that's so co-working didn't really work unless so you know, setting yourself up with ways of doing things that maybe are a little more friendly to humans versus being hunched
Hmm.
over, you know, all day, which is what we've been doing. I don't think it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably why I love making the jewelry so much. And
Hmm.
I love being off my computer. So the writing of the post was a little like, ooh, I'm on my computer on a
Hmm.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But you're right. The energy to write something like that that takes effort and it's not even like profound writing. It just takes a lot of time to list all the businesses. By the way, the post did so well. There's like hundreds
Yeah,
of likes. I have like,
that's
oh,
great.
it was with intention to celebrate these cool shop owners, but
Yeah, you're creating
also,
a resource, right? A
right,
utility for
exactly.
others to use, which is, really what we should be doing. I think
Yeah,
that's like,
yeah. So if you're ever creating content and you're feeling that it is forced, and you feel like you're faking it, you need to stop. You need to stop. And I think a pro tip, and Chris, I think you did this. You just went ahead and started publishing. You didn't think too much about it. You said, this is what I want to say. Like this has to
oh
come out
yeah.
of me.
Well, this is
Yeah.
scary too because this is my background, and because I've been doing this for a long time, but I've just in the shadows, right? Because I would always overthink it. I would always be like, well, I could do it better this way, and oh, I forgot about this, and I catch myself all the time where I'm just like, oh, and it really stifles me. It really like, and then in the end, I don't do anything, and then I shame myself for wasting so much time not doing. So there's, and that's a whole other thing, but
Yeah.
the point being is, yes, I publish every Tuesday and I hold myself to that. And I'm learning to like leverage some of the tools to make it a little easier. So for
Mm-hmm.
instance, I started with these shorts that were, each one a short, and it was a fair amount of labor. Now I'm doing longer form 4 or 5 minute videos that I can then atomize into shorts that I can then supplement for some of the weeks so that I don't get burned out and I don't get stressed out while still maintaining this
Perfect.
fairly chill schedule.
Perfect. But you struggled big time with perfection before and
Oh yeah.
hitting publish. I mean, big time. And so
Yeah.
to come really rip off the Band-Aid, just hit publish people, write what you think the world needs to hear or something. And again, it's usually coming from a place of you needing to express yourself in order to help others, really.
Hmm.
I think the best art we ever consume or books we ever read are by authors and creators who are trying to help release their message for the benefit of other humans.
Hmm.
You
There's one
know?
other point that I think is interesting I hadn't considered. Um, and again, this is kind of a dark example, but it's some of the conversations that hospice nurses had with people on their deathbeds.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the takeaways that came up over and over again is to just do something, like,
Yeah,
because the time goes by anyway, and you can't stop it. So if you just
yeah.
do it, you have something
Mm-hmm.
done, and it's like there, and it's hard to, I think, understand the macro view, zoom out, understand what things are look like in a larger scale, or from over a longer time period, because we're so focused on the next quarter or the next, annual year or whatever. But if it's over a sequence of years and you can kind of see a development there, I can even see it now. And what is it? The couple months I've been doing it, where I've been following this capitalism idea, and you can see the evolution of it, and it's kind of interesting. You learn stuff about yourself, but it's not like the content itself, it's more the aggregate over time.
Yes. And as you create, you just get better and better and better. You
Right.
get better at articulating it. And what's funny is as you get better and better, that's when you get more followers. So you don't have to worry. It always,
Hmm.
I
Well, in this
empathize with
case,
it.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
also, because what I've been doing is there's a big illustrative component, because I did want to have some sort of a secret sauce, something that's
Mm,
like not just a video in front, a face in front of a camera, even though I do explore ideas and thoughts. But the one unique thing I have is this visual
it's
ability. So,
amazing. It's so good.
and then doing it by hand, and then also seeing that grow. Cause like I will say, like a half a year ago, I don't think I would have been able to do a 44-page graphic novel. But now I like have skills built up to support that. So, that's
Hmm.
cool.
And you wake up thinking about, you were probably excited about it,
Oh yeah.
excited to work
No,
on
no,
it.
that's the
Yeah.
fun thing again. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, like, oh, there's this idea about yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's a great outlet too, because I feel so much frustration about the situation that we're in, especially kind of tying back to the theme of this podcast originally, right? We're living
Right.
in fascism and having to witness this, and we don't have that much agency, right? We have some, but it's difficult. So having ways to express yourself,
It
like, and
helps you.
having
You feel more powerful. You feel like you're in control. You're doing what you can. There are infinite reasons why people need to find their voice and express
yeah,
themselves,
yeah.
especially before you die. Oh my gosh! And you said that, and it's funny because I've been, I, I've been thinking a lot lately about the bucket list and the term the
Yeah.
bucket list. Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends and she's like, it's on my bucket list. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And the thing she's talking about is opening her own business and like it's a bucket list. When are you going to get to it? Like you've got to do that now. And I realized I was chatting with her. I was like, shit, I don't have a bucket list. I don't have one personally. I don't have
That's
one.
so surprising.
I know. I
I
feel
think
like
of all the
bucket
people
list.
in the world that you'd be kind of a bucket list person.
No, 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 no. Because if you look at my resume, I do the bucket list right away.
Oh,
I
I
don't wait
gotcha.
because
I
I'm like,
gotcha.
oh shit, my dad died when he was 50. His mom died when she was 50. I've got 2 years left. I better go do that, and
So
I
I
never.
always thought your bucket list was something like become Pope or something like that.
No, no, never. I would never want to be the
Just
Pope.
kidding.
That's funny. That's hilarious. No, but I mean, you hear it all the time. People have their bucket list. I want to go to
Right.
Alaska. I want to whatever.
Hmm.
And so I talked to my friend. I'm like, why do we call it the bucket list? And she's like, well, I think it means
Before you
because
kick the
it
bucket.
right. You got to do it before you kick the bucket. And I'm like, but why would we put anything in a kick the bucket list? Like it just doesn't make any sense. So if you have a bucket list, like what the heck? Get rid
I
of your
don't have
bucket
one.
list. Good.
I don't know.
Good.
I think, yeah. No,
I don't
I get
know.
the
I feel
concept. I get it, but I feel like once you have it and you don't cross stuff off, you get there's more shame and regret and more negative stuff that can come your way. I don't know. There's all these because it
yeah.
again it kind of you're adding more desires to your life that make you suffer more.
Right,
But
exactly. It's things that you want, cravings, which is
mhm.
anti-Buddhist, right? Craving's a bad thing, and the
Well,
Buddhists
yeah,
say
that's
good.
the one
I'm
thing that
reading a
I'm
Buddhist book
trying
right
to
now.
unlearn is to want stuff,
Yeah,
which is hard. But yeah, no, ideally, I think not wanting stuff makes you happier,
yeah.
supposedly.
And so a bucket list to me is a craving of something you want and something you're planning on.
Hmm.
Now, if you have like short term, if you're crossing stuff off, maybe there's a person out there who has a yearly bucket list and they achieve it all by the end of every year. I think that's different than those bigger things,
Well, I don't think you have a yearly
especially.
bucket list. That would mean that you would be reborn every year.
Is that really what it means?
Because a bucket list is always tied to mortality, I think.
Is
And
it
that's the whole.
really? Gosh, I never knew that. I never
No?
really thought about it, I guess.
God, I think that's the concept is that you have these things that you want to do, that, you only get to do, I don't know, like
Huh.
usually it's a big thing, right?
It's a big thing. It's the stuff you want to do before you die. Anyway, guys, go do them. I mean, I think the jig's up, look out your window. Just like fire smoke everywhere. Like just go do the thing. Like, you
And that's
know.
the one thing that I will learn again. The thing that I learned in these last couple months is that you need to give yourself permission to do it, which is maybe even
Yeah,
harder
yeah, yeah,
than
yeah.
going and doing it. Just because from my perspective, I was always the main income earner for the last decade, mainly with my own company, right? So, like,
Hmm.
if you're self-employed and you have your eye on the every month on the balance on the profits on the and you have a family to sustain over time, that kind of gets in your brain. So being able to stepping away from that is hard
Sure, sure.
because
And
it's just
yeah, and also checking my privilege. Like, not everyone can go do what they want, and you can't go. I guess make your bucket list, I suppose, realistic. It shouldn't be a thing tied to money. I hate that.
I
Like,
mean,
you know what I mean? Like my bucket list to take all my whole family to Disney World and it's going to cost 20,000, so I
yeah,
have to save 20. I would like you to find things that you can do for free or things you're already paying for, like the internet and
like all
you
I
know,
want to do, to be
go for a
honest, like I
hike.
just want to go in the woods. Like that's
Right, go in the woods, go
like
hike in
kind
the
of
woods.
that's and I feel like that's what it should be, like that
Yeah.
experience itself. If you
Yeah.
really do it like for real, and now we're gonna go super woo woo. I'm being careful with my some of my references here just because that
You
stuff's
might
gonna get
scare people. Yeah.
yeah a little out there, but I do believe that simple wins, period.
Yes. Well, in yes, like look at the bucket list. If your bucket list costs a lot of money, if it, let's say one of those things is going to Alaska, that means you want to go into nature. Like, so go find a camping site for $30 a night within a 3 hour drive of your house, and try that. Like, if you can't afford it,
Yeah, yeah.
make it
You
happen for
can do
yourself.
baby
And
steps too, right? I like that
yeah,
idea. Like you want to do Alaska, but maybe you can only do Michigan
but
right now. That's
oftentimes
cool.
for
Michigan is awesome.
yeah,
Not
for
not
women,
Alaska.
I find, oh, and working parents, it's
Hmm.
I wish that I could create this art, or I wish I want before I die to my bucket list is to launch that shop or whatever. And those usually aren't things tied to too much money. It's tied to you making the time for yourself.
And in my opinion, the challenge with that is that you're going to have to like drop some of the stuff that you're doing, like
Hmm.
reevaluate. I feel
No,
like,
yeah, maybe. Hold on. Let me pause you. You just need to teach your kids how to cook and clean. That's
yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
all.
could do
As soon as
that.
they're big enough, guys, and you need to, if you can, because in many cases, the people I'm hanging out with are, they have income, they have enough. You need to hire a nanny, right? Or hire somebody, hire a sitter, take one night a week, make your husband watch the kids.
See, I got rid of our second car.
You did.
Yeah. I'm all about just like trimming stuff down, like
Nice.
you know.
Because it's heavy. Who wants it? So,
Well, it was a BMW that was like getting old, so it was costing a ton to
yeah.
just maintain.
Oh,
So I was just like, I'm just going to sell it. It was during a pandemic too,
yeah.
when I was able to actually, sell it for something. So I don't know, and like simplifying things down. I don't know, but I don't really
Yeah.
want to give advice because I don't feel like I'm in a very advicey position. So I could just share what
No,
I've
I
done.
know. And I don't either. We're talking into the void. I don't know who's listening to this, but definitely teach your kids how to cook and clean.
Oh
You
yeah, we
know,
actually
that's a
I've
must.
yeah, no, the cleaning is harder. The cooking I've been doing some
Oh,
progress.
cleaning is so fun for little kids. They do hate it. Do you want a pro tip for purging?
Sure.
Since you're in a purging
Yeah.
mode, I would have the kids. I would give them a little paper bag or a big garbage bag. Didn't matter. Or a basket if you want to be. Yeah, never mind. Go into their bedrooms and you say, I'm going to give you 10 cents for every item you put in this bag. And it adds up, and they have to
Oh.
learn math and 10
Oh, the
cents.
capitalist strikes.
Yeah. And even, okay, well, you can make it something else like,
Just kidding.
I don't know, butterflies, but you
No,
put
incentive
the,
systems are definitely good.
yeah, yeah. And for each item. So, and they're like, does a Lego count? I'm like, yeah, a Lego piece counts. And they would just get so excited. And there's three of them at the same time at this point. I'm holding a baby, so I'm like desperate, but they're putting all these little toys in. And then we would take it to the donation to the thrift store. And they would probably end up each having about 14 to 20 bucks.
Hmm.
And they could then go into the thrift store and shop. Um,
That's cool.
and it worked really well. If there were no toys at the thrift store, we'd go to Target. But teaching them how to clean,
Thrift store is such a
uh,
great resource, or Once Upon a Child, or one of those things.
all
Is
those
like,
things. Yeah,
they're great.
I only
Um,
thrift mostly. But the kids, my 12-year-old cooked us fried chicken dinner the other night,
nice.
and it was so good.
Yeah,
And he made homemade fried chicken, and
nice.
then he made like homemade brownies, and um, he cooks, and then he cleans the entire kitchen
Wow.
perfectly. And I don't know, it's important, guys. Your kids can actually help you, and it's better for them. So
No,
that
I
was a
agree. I mean,
fun.
I have a similar thing. My son just got himself an ice cream maker with his own money.
Oh,
And it's like,
so
that's like
sweet.
what is an appliance?
Yeah,
So
that's a big
he's
deal.
9 years old. So it's like, okay. And he just earlier was asking, he needs money. So he was asking for chores, and he cleaned the
Okay.
really disgusting cat box for $3. So that's not
Oh.
bad. I hate the cat box, man. Oof.
Cats need to be indoor, outdoor, especially in Ohio. You don't have mountain lions. You have no excuse.
No,
Your
they're
cats
indoor,
need to be.
outdoor, but they still come
Oh,
inside to go to the bathroom.
why? Why do they do that? That's weird.
I do it too. I don't like
Your
going to the
cats are
bathroom
weird.
away from home.
No. Mm. Well, maybe you need to put the cat box outside.
I don't
Teach them to
know.
go outside.
I don't know. I don't want
I
to
have
teach
such high
people stuff,
standards.
man. Like,
Nobody should ever hang
there's
out
so
with
many
me.
people trying to teach people stuff. Man, let's let the cat be a
Yeah,
cat.
let the cat. um, okay. So we're gonna wrap it up now. It's been super
It's great hanging
fun.
out, though.
Yeah, for sure. If you are listening and there's a particular topic you would like us to discuss or a guest you would like us to have, things that you are wondering about branding, content marketing, and all of that, creating a YouTube channel for your brand, let us know. Send us questions, because obviously Chris and I can talk about anything for over an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, but we'd love to know what's on your mind, and we will more regularly podcast. I promise, all through the fall. I promise.
Oh yeah, I
Promise.
think it's
Thank
been
you,
great.
Blair.
I really enjoyed the first season, was, and especially such a really, really interesting point of time and things happening. And I don't know, it's
For
really great
sure.
to be back.
For sure. And there's so much going on out there in the world, and you guys all take care of yourselves. Just do the best that you can. And if your cat needs to go in the litter box, you're fine. And if you don't want to teach your kids how to do chores, I still love you and appreciate you, and don't worry about all that.
Yeah, the modeling will kick in
Yeah.
eventually.
They'll figure it out. They'll marry a man who cleans. You don't have to teach the girls to clean. Just teach the
Sure.
boys to clean. Okay.
All right.
See y'all later.
Take care.
Thanks for listening to Citizen Rebel. If you like this episode, subscribe to the show and share it with a friend.
To connect with us and find more content like this, visit goodisnow.com.